Don't do that, you prick.
What are you doing?
You're such a prick. Okay? No, you deliberately push that to try and push me over. Don't make it look like you didn't do anything. It's all on camera. No, was it hell?
Welcome back to the channel, where we shine a light on misconduct, break down police and legal encounters, and stand up for rights and accountability. In today's episode, Auditor Claude is outside a police station when a sergeant suddenly charges out, determined to drive him away. With no legal grounds to rely on, the officer falls back on false claims and intimidation tactics, but Claude doesn't budge. Armed with clear legal knowledge, he counters every bluff and leaves the sergeant shaken. What happens next takes things from tense to explosive. The sergeant storms back inside and slams the door straight into Claude. That reckless act triggers a massive lawsuit. And instead of being brushed aside, Claude pushes it all the way into the courtroom.
I have had a complaint from a member of police staff.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself on me?
Yes, certainly. My name's Sergeant 1789 Pope. I'm the duty sergeant on today. Got no issue with your video. That said, I'd ask you not to video inside there, members of police staff. If your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress to them, you may commit an offence. Okay, right. Well, just so you know, that is a public area, okay, and I'm well within my rights to be in there and filming. Sir, okay. Sir, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress. Okay. Members of the sir, you listen. As an officer, okay, no, please you listen, can't sir, be alarmed and distressed. Actually, we can. No, you cannot. You need to look at case law, and you will actually see that you cannot be alarm and distress right in your actual officer's that's the
duty.
Case of RV Oram. That's not in relation to what we're doing now. I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Okay.
Sir, I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
The sergeant tries to bend the law by warning Claude that filming inside the station could count as harassment, alarm, or distress if staff were affected. It's a flimsy claim, and Claude calls it out instantly. Officers can't argue harassment just because they're being filmed while carrying out their duties, so the sergeant shifts his focus to police staff, as though that makes the claim stronger. But it doesn't. Even though staff aren't sworn officers, they still work in a policing environment and hold a public-facing role. The standard for what qualifies as harassment should be higher, not lowered. If staff inside a station could claim harassment simply from being recorded, public oversight of policing would collapse entirely. It would mean almost any form of scrutiny could be shut down on the spot, and that is not how accountability works.
Don't want, if the members of staff cause alarm, harassment, and distress, I'm telling you now that may be an offence.
I'm allowed to film anything I can see from public.
I'm not saying that you
okay?
are.
So if I film them, if I film them and I'm in public, okay, then I'm doing nothing unlawful. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, correct.
Right, so if you cause alarm, harassment, and distress through your actions, okay, then you commit an offence on Section 5 of the Public Order Act.
Section 5?
No, so
okay, so have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
I'm not saying that you've done that yet, and I'm not saying, I'm just advising you. I've got no problem with you videoing here.
Well, have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
Well, police staff
is not a member of the public. No, they are not. Not when they're actually working.
They are?
Not when they're working, sir. You need to actually justify that. They are police staff and they're in an officer's duty.
When Claude calmly explains that filming in public is perfectly lawful, the sergeant falls back on a familiar intimidation tactic, Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986. He warns that if Claude's filming causes harassment, alarm, or distress, it could be an offence. On the surface it sounds official, but it misrepresents the law entirely. Section 5 doesn't apply to simple discomfort. It requires behavior that is threatening, abusive, or disorderly. Quietly pointing a camera through a doorway doesn't even come close. What the sergeant is really doing is trying to reframe unease as criminality. Time and again, the courts have made it clear, annoyance or irritation is not enough. There has to be conduct that crosses the legal threshold. By that standard, Claude's filming in a public space doesn't even register. If it did, every journalist, photographer, or tourist with a camera could be branded a criminal, and that's not what the law says.
You need to actually rectify that.
So I would ask you, very politely, okay, not to video the staff. If you want to video us, that's fine. You're more than happy to do so.
No, I will video the staff if they're actually in the
if I do get a complaint, so then you may be dealt with under that matter, okay?
Well,
and that's it. That's the end of it.
Just remember, it will be completely unlawful. It will be completely unlawful. Okay, but also, can I just mention to you as well, can you tell me why you didn't actually tell me that you put your body camera on, sir?
Okay. I apologise for that. My body camera's on. Is there a reason why you didn't tell me you were videoing me?
I don't need to. Okay, under your actual code of
Thank you very
ethics.
much for your time,
okay,
sir.
so
Yes, go on. Under my code of ethics.
Under your code of ethics, under section 3.5, okay, you're meant
3.5 what?
3.5 of your code of ethics.
Sir, there's no such thing as
yes, there is.
3.5.
Yes, there is, sir. You
like
need
to
to
quote
actually
it for
look at it. Okay, it actually states that a member of the public must be informed at the first possible moment when you actually turn your body camera on.
When Claude spots the sergeant's body-worn camera recording, he asks the obvious question: why wasn't he told? It's a fair point. Officers are expected to be transparent when filming members of the public. The sergeant's comeback is almost laughable: why didn't you tell me you were filming? But the difference is obvious. Members of the public have no duty to announce when they record. Police officers, on the other hand, are held to professional standards that demand openness. Claude presses further, pointing to the College of Policing's Code of Ethics, which makes transparency a core requirement. The sergeant brushes it off, insisting no such rule exists, but that doesn't hold water. The guidance is clear: officers must be open and honest when they record, because their footage isn't personal, it's official evidence.
Okay, now you had ample opportunity in which to actually tell me.
Can you just wait?
Okay,
Stop
and you
talking
did
for a
not.
second,
No,
and then let
please
me
don't
explain.
talk to me that way.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to
Do
give
not
you a
talk
card.
to me in that
Sir,
manner.
I'm going to give you a card with my details on so you can make a complaint that I didn't inform
don't
you
worry, I will be.
that I had my body worn video
I will be. Don't worry about that.
I didn't. I was more concerned with your actions
Yeah.
at the time. But
What, my actions? What, filming in public?
what? No, what you're trying to
Filming
do?
in public,
No,
sir.
what you're trying to do is just bait police officers
No,
and
no,
other people.
that's a presumption, okay? What you
Well,
got to remember, a presumption,
not,
okay,
but-
that's your own personal presumption, sir.
I'll give you my details.
Okay, your own personal presumption, and your own personal presumption
So I'm
is
not
not
going to argue
law.
with you. I'm just advising you.
Okay,
If you
yeah,
want to video in
your
public, you're
presumption
more
is
than
not
welcome.
law.
No, it's not.
Okay, so just
I never
remember
said
that.
it was.
Okay,
So
don't tell me that I'm trying to bait police officers.
You are?
No, I would have gladly have had a nice conversation with you, sir, if you would have approached me in a different
You were
manner.
never intending that at all.
Really?
Really? You're doing this specifically
no,
because
sir,
you
you're
want
making
someone to interact
another
with you.
presumption again.
I've come out to speak
How have
to
you made
because
it as
I've had
a sergeant?
complaint.
How have you made it as a sergeant when
There you
you
go.
make so many presumptions? Okay, you've made 3 different presumptions.
This is the moment the sergeant's true approach becomes clear. Rather than focusing on facts, he falls back on assumptions, repeating that Claude is only there to bait officers. But that's not evidence, it's opinion, and it has no place in proper policing. An officer, especially a sergeant, has no authority to judge someone's motives when their actions are lawful. Claude was filming in public, which is entirely legal, full stop. The sergeant's role should have been to apply the law, not speculate about intent. By framing the audit as baiting, the sergeant essentially admitted he couldn't identify any real offence. Instead, he shifted to discrediting the man with the camera, because the law wasn't on his side.
Now, if that was the case, I can make a presumption
I'm
on
ending
you
this
and
conversation
say, right,
now.
you're
Thank
in
you for your time,
uniform,
sir. I
okay?
appreciate
Are you
that.
telling me
Bye-bye.
that you're going to murder someone next? Okay, is that what it is? Okay, so I can make a presumption, okay, on you, okay, and this is
Goodbye,
only
sir.
using it
Thank
as
you.
an example. So are you telling me then that you would actually murder someone else? Would you, sir? Don't do that, you prick!
What are you doing?
You're such a
Don't
prick.
worry. I'm
Okay?
trying to come
No,
through the
no,
door.
you deliberately push that to try and push me over. Okay? And don't make it look like you
Sir,
weren't.
Please don't shout at me in the car.
I'm not shouting,
Are
sir.
you here for a legitimate reason?
Okay?
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Well, what I'm here to see, okay, I will
Are
go
you
and
here
see.
for a legitimate reason? Do you
Yes,
need
I
to
am
speak
here
to
for
an
a
officer?
legitimate reason.
Do you
yes,
need
I
to
am.
speak to someone? Would
Yes.
you like to tell me what that is?
Okay?
And I'll get an officer
Not
to come
you,
speak to you.
it's your actual inspector I would like to see.
He's not here at the moment, but I can
Okay.
give you the details on how you can contact him.
Yep, if you could. Okay, because that
Yeah,
was
if you
completely out of
contact-
order.
If you contact 101,
No, I'm not doing it via
well,
101,
okay, well, if you want to speak
okay?
to
I will
someone
actually
in
do
the
it in
office,
here.
They'll take the details
Okay?
for you.
And that I will do.
Okay.
Okay, but you are absolutely out of order for what you just done. Don't make it look like you didn't do
Well, no,
anything.
that's what
It's
you
all on
said. I was
camera.
walking
No,
through
was
it.
it hell? Was it hell?
This is the moment the sergeant completely lost control. As he re-entered the station through the revolving door, Claude walked in behind him. Instead of simply carrying on, the sergeant abruptly forced the door to a halt, slamming the panel straight into Claude. That wasn't a slip or a mistake. It was frustration spilling over into physical action. A senior officer using a door as a weapon against someone lawfully filming outside the station is as unprofessional and petty as it gets. When Claude challenged him, the sergeant flatly denied it. But the footage told the truth. Anyone watching can see it was intentional, not poor timing. He wanted to make a point, and that one reckless act came back to haunt him. Once the clip was entered as evidence in a lawsuit, there was no way to explain it away. The sergeant's outburst didn't just fail to intimidate, it opened the door to serious consequences. Stay tuned to see how it played out in court.
Absolutely talk out your arse.
Sir, if you keep swearing at me and you keep being
Arse is not
abusive,
swearing, sir.
then I will
Arse
ask you
is
to
not
leave the
swearing.
station.
Arse is
Sir,
not
I'm going to
swearing.
ask you to leave the station if you carry on trying to
Can you tell
behave
me?
in this
Can
manner.
you tell me whether or not that is swearing or not? Arse is not swearing.
You're shouting at me.
I'm
You're
not
shouting
I'm
at
not
me.
shouting.
You are.
I'm
So
not
if you
shouting.
want to make your complaint, there's the inquiry office.
I'm not shouting.
I'm more than happy to do so. If you have no legitimate reason to be
Okay.
here, I will
I have
ask
a
you to leave.
legitimate reason. Okay.
What's your legitimate reason?
Well, I'm waiting
sir?
for you to go, and then I'll go in there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Because you are absolutely out of order.
Sir, there's no point following me in.
I'm not following you in through that door. I'm not following you in
Sir,
through that door.
go sit
No,
down,
I want
please.
you to go, and then I'll carry on with my business.
Okay.
And I've already told you that 3 times. As soon as you go, I will carry on with my business.
You're just being argumentative unnecessarily.
No, you tried to push me over.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. It's all on camera, so don't worry about it.
It's all on camera.
Yep, and I will be getting a copy of those.
I'm sure you will, sir. You have a nice
Okay.
day. Thank you for your time.
All right.
Thankfully, in his follow-up video, Claude shared the full outcome of the case and revealed exactly what consequences the sergeant is now facing.
Just a quick thing for you, just to give you a quick update on this, is you've got this sergeant here at Poole Police Station where you'll hear him make a number of different presumptions about myself and so on and so forth, and then we go into the building. He goes through the actual turnstile door in front of me, he pushes it really fast, the door behind me slams into the back of me, and then he tries to act like nothing actually happened. And from their own camera footage, it's actually come out, yep, okay, it was full-on assault is what it actually was, because it was deliberately done. And basically they've offered £1,250, which has been declined. I'm not interested in that, and basically, yep, so we're going to push through and actually hopefully get this type of copper that should not be on our streets in the UK or anywhere else, and hopefully go from there.
In his update, Claude revealed that the whole incident was caught on the station's own cameras and officially classed as assault because it was deliberate. Faced with that evidence, the force offered him £1,250 to quietly settle. But Claude refused. For him, this isn't about cash, it's about accountability. By taking it to court, the compensation could rise to £5,000, £15,000, or even higher depending on the judge. But the real impact won't be financial. A court ruling would be public, stamped unlawful, and could trigger disciplinary measures against the sergeant, anything from demotion to dismissal. For someone in a leadership role, that's career-ending territory. Looking back, the failures couldn't be clearer. The sergeant tried to frighten Claude with false claims about harassment laws, brushed aside professional ethics when challenged, and then sank into pure presumption, accusing Claude of being their only debate officers. At no point did he rely on evidence or actual law. His approach was built on guesswork, intimidation, and ego. And then came the moment that sealed his downfall, the revolving door. That petty, spiteful move turned a bad encounter into a potential career-ending lawsuit. What should have been a failed attempt to push away a cameraman instead became a recorded assault inside a police station. With that evidence locked on tape, there was no way this was going to vanish quietly. This episode is a clear lesson in what happens when senior officers abandon their training and let frustration drive their decisions. The sergeant didn't just mishandle the situation, he wrote his own ending. From false legal threats to outright physical retaliation, he showed the public exactly how not to police. And because Claude refused to settle, those failures will now be tested under the full weight of the court. That's all for today's video. If you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.